Hey Geekly, Kikai Wafra here, and today pull up a stool cause we need to talk about broken promises, burning cash, and the sound of a tech giant dropping the mic and then tripping over the cord. We are looking at Micron technology, ticker symbol MU, and their recent nosedive after announcing a massive exit from a business they spent years telling us was the next big thing. So let's get the facts straight before we start throwing peanuts. Micron is officially pulling the plug on their development of 3D XPoint technology. For those of you who don't spend your weekends reading semiconductor white papers, 3D XPoint was supposed to be the holy grail of memory. It was pitched as this magical middle ground, faster and more durable than non-flash storage in your SSD, but cheaper and denser than DRAM in your actual memory sticks. They developed this with Intel, you might know Intel's version as Optane, and they built a massive factory in Lehi, Utah dedicated just to this stuff. But now, Micron is selling that factory, ceasing development, and shifting their focus to a new interface standard called CXL or Compute Express Link. Essentially, they are taking their ball, going home, and leaving the memory revolution behind. Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. From a business perspective, this makes total sense. In fact, it's probably the only move they could make. The hard truth is that 3D XPoint was bleeding money. We are talking about losses estimated at $400 million a year. That is an insane amount of cash to set on fire for a product that frankly nobody was buying in high enough volumes. The industry didn't adopt it fast enough, the manufacturing costs were too high, and with the rise of CXL, the industry found a different, cheaper way to solve the bottleneck between processors and memory. So if you are a Micron shareholder, you are probably breathing a sigh of relief. They are cutting off a gangrenous limb to save the body. You have to respect the discipline to look at $1 billion project and say, it's not working, kill it. But and you knew there was a big but coming. It is when I look back at the marketing timeline that my eyes start to twitch. Because for the last few years, Micron and Intel sold us this technology not as an experiment, but as the inevitable future of computing. They hyped this up as a fundamental shift in how computers work. They convinced enterprise partners and enthusiasts to buy into an ecosystem that they were apparently ready to abandon the moment the quarterly margins got tight. It feels like a bait and switch. They leveraged the excitement of revolutionary tech to pump up their image as innovators, while behind the scenes the economics were a disaster. And now they are pivoting to CXL, which is great, but it proves that they were chasing a proprietary solution, 3D XPoint, when an open standard was arguably the better path all along. It makes you wonder, are these companies actually innovating for the sake of better tech, or are they just throwing proprietary spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks, regardless of who buys into the failed experiment? They are selling the Lehi fab to Texas Instruments for $1.5 billion, basically treating a revolutionary research center like a used car lot. It reeks of short-term thinking disguised as long-term vision. Anyway, the article with all the gritty financial details is in the description. So, Geekly, you be the judge. Is Micron's exit from 3D XPoint a smart, pragmatic business pivot to stop the bleeding? Or is it proof that big tech will hype us on the future only to abandon it and us the second it stops being profitable? Let me know what you think in the comment. And that is the harsh reality of the Micron meltdown. If you appreciated the truth bombs, smash that like button, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, is this a strategic pivot or a total collapse? If you want to be a legend and buy me a coffee, the link is right in the description. Quick question for tomorrow's backdrop. Do we want the Matrix Code Brain or the Shire Sunset? Let me know. Catch you on the flip side. This was Kikai Wafra for NewsGeekly.